Om Shanti, good morning. So, welcome to the English Murli Avyakt Reading Club. So, let's continue with the yesterday's Murli of very powerful Murli of 18th January 1993. And as the Murli's title is all about having a determined pledge rather than saying a firm promise, we yesterday discussed extensively about what Baba wants us to make this determined pledge. And he told us the reasons of giving excuses, being careless. That is the reason which doesn't make us complete and perfect soon. Excuse me. So let's go further. There's a third reason for making a firm promise weak. So previously also you were told something amusing, how some children have very weak short-sightedness, whereas their long sight or far sight is very sharp, which means the vision to look at the near things is not very good, which means looking at the self, whilst far sight means looking at others. The vision of that is very sharp. The short sight is to see the self and to change the self. And the long sight is to see others. And what do you see in that? You see some weaknesses and not specialities of others. And at the self, when we look, we just look at, oh, I am so and so. These are my specialities. So this is why there's a difference in the zeal and enthusiasm of their determination. And what do they say? Oh, even the seniors do this, and we are the little ones. So this long-sighted vision of seeing weaknesses of others deceives you. And because of this, you're not able to put the promise into a practical form. So do you understand what you have to do? So now, do you know how to tighten your screw or not? Yesterday Baba said the screw has become loose of the intellect. You have this screwdriver of understanding, samajh ka screwdriver, don't you? You have all the tools, don't you? So in this year, make all these three the same. What are those three things? The Trimurti action, the Trimurti we can say, to understand, to have the wish to do something, and to actually do it. In Hindi, we can say mansa vacha karmana that way, but otherwise is samajh and ichha hai karne ki, and then finally karna. So it shouldn't be that you understand, that you wish to do something, but then you say, oh, what can I do? Or everyone is in the same boat. Seniors are also like that. So to make all the three the same means to become like the father. So if Bab Dada tells everyone to give it in writing, in how much time will you write it? In a second? It is easy to write. To write on a piece of paper isn't a big thing. But write on your forehead with the ink of determined thoughts. So beautifully, Baba is first saying in the form of a screwdriver, a tool. So the screwdriver should be of understanding. And we have to write it not on a piece of paper, but write it on our forehead, on our mastak, with the ink of syahi of drid sankar, determined thoughts. So do you know how to write or not? And do all of you know how to write? So do you know how to write on your forehead, or do you only know how to write on a piece of paper? And did all of you write? So those who wrote, raise your hands. Was it firm? It wasn't weak, was it? That it can be erased in just 2 days. So look, there are complaints that sometimes you make a weak promise, but you have to now fulfill it. Even if you die, you must not break your pledge. Only such as we spoke yesterday, pran jaye par vachan na jaye. Only such a determined thought will easily make you the same as the Father. Otherwise, sometimes there is labor and sometimes there is love. These two words are beautiful, mehnat and mohabbat. And then you continue to play these games with Baba. So today, although all the children in this land and abroad are physically there at their own places, but in their mind, all are in Madhuban. And this is why Bap Dada saw the Lokik experiences of everyone on the day of remembrance. You have had very good experiences. You have also done good service. Baba is congratulating each child for their alokik experiences and their service. The pure thoughts of everyone, their sweet heart-to-heart conversation, and the garland of the pearls of love have reached Bap Dada. स्नेह की माला या स्नेह के मणियों की माला. In return, Bap Dada is putting a garland of love around the neck of all the children. So each child must accept this special personal love and remembrances by name. Bap Dada has such a powerful spiritual wireless set that the sound in the heart of each child reaches Bap Dada at the same time. So Baba usually says that I have a big TV and I can see all those children in that TV. And today he's saying I have a special powerful wireless set through which your sound, which means not the physical sound or the sound coming through the mouth, no, it's the sound of the heart of each child reaches Bap Dada. And not only does the sound reach Baba, but even the loving face of each one emerges in front of Baba through the TV. This is why seeing all the children personally in front of him, Baba is giving special love and remembrances. Acha. So now in these next 5 lines, we have the summary of the entire Murli. So we'll listen to it very carefully. To all the powerful souls, to the elevated souls who keep a balance between a firm pledge and revelation. To the children who are the same as the Father, Bap Saman, and who constantly make all the three the same. It is to understand, to have the wish to do something, and finally to actually do it. To those victorious jewels, Vijay Ratan, who constantly defeat problems and become the garland around God's neck. To such powerful souls, Almighty Bap Dada's love, remembrances, and namaste. And love, remembrance, namaste, even from we spiritual children to the Father. So we'll read this Avyakt Bap Dada meeting the Dadis, because we have tomorrow also to cover a lot of personal Avyakt meetings. So we'll cover those as well, a few of them. So for the Dadis, Baba says, Acha, all of you are worthy of both the wills. Which wills? The first will is of the beginning, in the Adi, when the Yagya established, and the will at the end of the corporeal form. That was when Brahma Baba became Avyakt, 1969. So you have received willpower, haven't you? So together with the effort of the self, the willpower received in the will gives you extra help in carrying out the task. As the visible fruit of your courage, you become worthy, or you became worthy of receiving multi-million-fold help. Many think, why did these souls become instruments? The significance of this is that the visible fruit of having had special courage at that specific time became the fruit for all the time. So why are these so special? Sometimes we say that we could have also come in that, no, everyone's part is so different. So these dadis, special souls, Baba's saying that they had this special courage because whatever circumstances or difficulties they had to endure, we couldn't have done it. So they had this special courage at that specific point in the yagya or in the timeline of the chakra, time cycle, and that became the fruit for all the time and for all of us. So this is why it is remembered that when you take one step of courage, you receive multi-million steps of help from the Father. And this is why we have attained willpower in the form of a will in order to constantly overcome everything. Baba usually speaks about this, that what is the will which I am giving you? What inheritance or will it is? It's the willpower to do things. It is like this, isn't it? All of you are also companions, Sathi. You're fulfilling the responsibility very well. Baba also fulfills his promise of giving cooperation at every moment to those who fulfill their responsibility. So, what is this entire group? Those who fulfill. बाप दादा की आशा पूर्ण करने वाले. So, who are all of you? You are those who fulfill, aren't you? Or are you those who simply just have love? So, though there are many who have love, but only a few who are the ones who fulfill the responsibility of it. So, in which category are all of you? You're the handful out of multi-millions, and the selected few out of the handful. In Hindi, we say koton mein koi and koi mein bhi koi. In the world, there is upheaval, and what are you doing? You're enjoying yourselves with pleasure. They are confused. What should we do? What is to happen? Whilst you are celebrating with pleasure that everything will be good. So there's so much of difference. In the world, they have questions at every moment as to what will happen. People have it still. And what do you have? Full stop. Whatever happened was good, and whatever is to happen is good for us. For the world, it is untimely death, whereas for you, it is pleasure. We call this in Hindi Sakar Murlis as Mirwa Maut Maluk Ka Shikar. So it's a hunter and the victim of that hunter. So for the hunter, it is a good prize because he's getting the victim. But for the person who is, or the bird or animal or whoever is being killed, for him it is death, untimely death. So for us it is pleasure. So are you afraid? Will you be afraid when you see a little blood? Because people faint when they see even a few drops of blood. Will you be afraid when 7 or 8 people are shot in front of you? You will not see that in your sleep too, will you? The Shakti army means to be fearless. So you have no fear of Maya and even no fear of the upheaval of the elements. So are you fearless to this extent? Or are you still a little weak? Acha. So I'll share this separate. Now there's a catch today here. So we have those Avyakt meetings. They're all in Hindi, but I have just I've taken it from the website and I've just done it as a Google Translate. So I'll share that because I feel it's the English Murli Reading Club. So let's do justice to that. I'll share that now first. And please pardon if there are there could be some inaccuracies, some errors, but majority of it is quite good. I mean to say, the meaning and all that, like dadis is mentioned as, it's mentioned as what? Grandmothers. So normally that translation we don't do, we just say dadis. So we'll just see. I'll just share the screen and we'll read a few. I think there are almost 9 different groups. So I'll just go on to one of first of the groups. Just a minute. Because we won't get time to read all of them tomorrow. So we'll read a few today. Okay. So Bap Dada meeting, the groups. Avyak Bap Dada's personal meeting. Group number 1. If all the powers are in order, then you will become conquerors of Maya. I'll just see how many are there we can cover. 2, 3. Yeah. So we can cover 3. And then tomorrow we'll have another 3. Let's see how much we have time. Yeah. So it's all about having all the powers in order to become conquerors of Maya. So, do you all constantly experience yourselves as conquerors of Maya and Prakriti? So, this is being Maya Jeet and Prakriti Jeet. Are you becoming conquerors of Maya, or do you still have to become so? Because the more you keep all your powers at your command and use them in time, the more easily you will become conquerors of Maya. This reminds me of yesterday's question which Bijit Bhai was asking. That we know we have all the powers, we have the knowledge, we have the understanding, as Baba said today. Those Trimurti, we have the knowledge. Second, we also have the Ichha, the will to do that. Yes, that we want to use the power on time when it is needed the most. But the third thing is we're not able to act on it at that point of time. So it should be in command. So, like, let's look at it from the perspective of an army. So, all the defense forces. So, the army is always at the battlefront, it's posted there. So, it knows it has to fire. So, it wants to fire the enemy, but the enemy comes and it doesn't fire in that split second, then it will be killed, right? So, that's what happens to us as well. So we should be having all the powers at our command and use them in time, and then more easily become the conquerors of Maya. If you don't have all your powers under your control, you will have to face defeat somewhere or the other. And then Baba says, I think yesterday in the Sakar Murli it was said or somewhere I read, माया मूर्छित कर देती है ब्राह्मणों को, बाबा के बच्चों को. Who are Brahmins? Brahmins are Baba's children. So Baba's children are being murchit. How do you say the word murchit? We become unconscious by Maya. The master is omnipotent, meaning he has controlling power. So whichever power you invoke, it should be present at any given time and become a collaborator. Means it should become your sathi. Are you in such order? Are all the powers in order, or do they follow? Which means not at that point, but they come later. Give the order now and they come after an hour. Will that master be called omnipotent? No. So when all of you have the title of Master Omnipotent, then your actions should be in accordance with the title, right? If you are a master and the power is not used on time, you will be called weak or a master. So therefore, always check and then change. And which two powers can be used on time and which power fails at that time. If all the powers cannot follow your orders, will you become a world sovereign, Vishwarajya Adhikari? Because only the one who has controlling power and ruling power can become a world sovereign. I remember the last Murli when I read it last month, July, we spoke in detail about controlling power and ruling power. What's the difference between the two? Ruling power is to rule our sense organs, and controlling power is the brake, the uh, ability to apply a powerful brake at that point of time where we need it. So only one who has both these powers can become a self-sovereign, a world sovereign. First, a self-sovereign. So first rule over the self and then rule over the world. Self-sovereigns can control whenever they wish, however they wish. So what newness will you bring about this year? Because it is 18 Jan, so it's a fresh new year as well. So what is that? Whatever you say, you will demonstrate it by doing it. So both saying and doing should be the same. Karna and bolna, या सोचना करना बोलना, मन वचन कर्म, mansa vacha karmana. So like it is said that the master is all powerful, but sometimes he's victorious in doing and sometimes he's less so. So there is a difference between the saying and doing, isn't it? So end this difference now. Whatever you say, experience it yourself in your practical life and let others also experience it too. Others should also understand that these souls are something unique. Even if there are thousands of people, you should appear unique among those thousands and not ordinary. Because Brahman means supernatural. Now remember, I don't know what the Hindi word would be, but let's leave it for a moment. It's not supernatural, but we are special. This is a supernatural birth, isn't it? So Brahman life means a supernatural life, not an ordinary life. Vishesh, you can say. Do you experience it like this? Do people think that you are unique, or do they think that you are like us? The sign of becoming detached is that the more detached you become, the more loved you will also become. So we need first detachment. Nyara banke, then pyara. Just as the Father is so detached from everyone, yet loved by everyone. This uniqueness makes you loved. So check to what extent have you become detached and loved by the souls. Give them this experience of this supernatural even in your worldly life. You do know the method of becoming detached. The more you become detached from your body consciousness, the more right, so the more loved you will appear. Yeah, thank you, Usha Bhen. It is alokik, right? So we are alokik, and so you can see Google is picking it up as supernatural. Lokik is something natural, alokik is supernatural for them. So good if you can help me in the translate. I'll ask you now if I need your help. Thank you. So you do know the method of becoming detached, an experience of becoming alokik in our worldly life. So the more you become detached from your body consciousness, the more loved you will appear. Be detached from this body consciousness. So you have become alokik, now it's being said here, right? So always check yourself. Are you remaining detached from body consciousness? Yesterday's entire Murli, uh, Sakar Murli was all about Deha Bhan, Deha Abhiman, and even the blessing was about how to be soul conscious and be away from body conscious. Are you repeatedly becoming body conscious? Being body conscious means living a worldly life. So now practice occasionally, enter the body, perform actions, and then immediately become detached. So by remaining in such a detached state, your actions will be then good, and you will also become loved by the Father and everyone. So this is a double benefit. Become worthy of God's love to have a great benefit. Did you ever think that you would become such an officer? Now, what officer? With double benefits. You would not have thought of it even in your dreams, but you have become such an officer of Baba, which means Nyara Pyara, both together. So always keep this in mind that your soul's worthy of God's love. The world keeps searching for you, and you have become worthy. Rather, it must be, I think, the world keeps searching for Baba, for God, but we have become worthy of God's love. So always keep singing the song, Vah, my great fortune, Vah, mera bhagya vah, and keep flying. The art of flying is good for everyone. When you fly, everyone benefits. The world benefits. Acha, so are all of you happy? The officer is Adhikari. Thank you, sister. So have we become worthy of Baba's love, and have we become Adhikari, the right? So you should say, have we got a right to Baba's love? And he says to this first group, always remain happy and make others happy too. Because no matter how someone is, you have to remain happy and make others happy. Acha, now this was the first group. We'll take the second group as well because we have time, 5 more minutes. So we'll see how much we'll finish. Group number 2. Become a world benefactor, Vishwa Kalyankari, and continue to serve. And then you will continue to receive the fruits and the strength, I must say, the power of service. Fal and bal. These are two beautiful Hindi words. Seva ka bal or seva ka phal. So do you know your supreme fortune of the entire cycle? For half the cycle, you become a ruler, and for half the cycle, you become a person worthy of worship. So we know Pujya and Pujari. But when it is the time to create, but when is the time to create your fortune for the entire cycle? It is now, isn't it? So how much time is there to create your fortune? and how much time is there to attain it? Does this remain in your memory or does it remain in your consciousness? Does it remain in your smriti, which is maybe in your memory, and consciousness will see what it is. So because the longer you are in your smriti, the more you will be happy. If you are in that memory or in that awareness, you will not have, sorry, the more you will be happy, the more you will be in that, and then you will have happiness accordingly. There's some spelling mistake, I think. So do the Pandavas remember this before going to work? Or are they intoxicated with the work itself while working? That they are so and so. Like whenever you go for any job, whichever, whatever title you have, are you just intoxicated about that title? Whether they are clerks or businessmen, whatever. So this would be nice translation, like either you are in a job, sarkar, not sarkar, you can just say naukri karna, that is this, or business karna is businessman. So whatever you do they remember that, or do they remember that they are fortunate for every cycle? Because your true occupation is of world benefactor. So do they work like this, the Pandavas, or it is just limited work? Then, what do the mothers remember while cooking? Do they remember that they are a world benefactor, or do they remember that they are just a cook? So do whatever you want, but don't forget your main alaukic spiritual occupation, that is being of a world benefactor. Just as your awareness shows that you are Pandavas serving in disguise, but what should be the intoxication of victory? Vijay ka nasha. So you too become government servants and then you work, but constantly keep the intoxication of being a world benefactor. And then with this awareness, again now awareness came, the word smriti, you will automatically remain capable. And because you also always have a spirit of service, you will continue to receive the fruits and strength of service. Seva ka phal and bal. You will receive both the fruits and the strength of service, and that's a double benefit, isn't it? So Baba is again and again reminding us of double benefit. In the first group, it was about Nyara and Pyara, loving and detached, or rather detached and loving. And here it's about getting the strength, the power, and the fruit, bal and phal of service. It's not like if you're washing clothes, you're a washerman. But when you have a resolution to be a world benefactor, your feelings will bear fruit for many of the souls. It's sung that feelings bear fruit. That phal, भावना का भी भाड़ा मिलता है या भावना का फल मिलता है. So your feelings will bear fruit for all the souls. And what is that? Peace and strength, Shanti and Shakti. You will receive the fruit. So do you serve like this or you don't find time? Is your nature too big? You have to fulfill it. Now I have to just see what this nature is too big. Or maybe my nature is not so nice. By living in the unlimited Behad, you will easily overcome the awareness of limitations. So be in the Behad. See, the awareness of the household life is so limited, while the awareness of trusteeship is unlimited. Baba says you're not a grahasti, you're a trustee. A little bit of householder in the thoughts and then a little bit of trustee, no. It should always be trusteeship awareness. If there is the burden of the householder, then you can never experience the art of flying. The feeling of being an instrument therefore eliminates this burden. It is my responsibility, I have to take care of it. I have to think about it, then there is no burden. Sorry, if it is this I-ness, I'm sorry, I-ness, then there is burden. So we have to therefore become an instrument. The consciousness has to be of an instrument, then we'll be flying, burdenless, without burden. So it's the responsibilities of the Father, and the Father has made me a trustee. That is, I am an instrument. Because if it is mine, then the burden is mine, ours. But if it is yours, Baba's, then it is the Father's. So many people also play tricks in this. They will say it is yours, but it will make it their Mine. So Baba, सब कुछ तेरा है, आपका है, but then also keep creating stress, getting tense, which means I haven't given it fully to Baba. So if you ever feel burdened in any task, then this is a sign that instead of yours, you say it is mine. So Baba ka nahi, tera nahi, mera. So never make this mistake. Okay. So this second group was all about. It started with Baba saying that how you should be a world benefactor to the Pandavas and the mothers. And then Baba says, put the responsibility onto me. Consider yourself to be an instrument. I am there for you all. Acha Satnam, tomorrow I think we'll read the remaining groups. I'll just stop sharing the screen and we'll take a minute in silence and start churning. Thank you. We can start sharing.
Om Shanti. So Baba says to become a trustee, that means to become a world benefactor. And then when when world benefactor means we serving the whole world as a trustee with the mindset that nothing is mine, everything is Baba's. मेरा को तेरे में परिवर्तन करना. Whatever is mine belongs to Baba. So not having the awareness that I'm a householder. So householder is always giving us the burden, whereas trustee will make us light, right? So anything that which is mine will add burden to us, and then which makes things complicated and difficult. So to remain light is we having the consciousness that I'm a trustee, everything belongs to Baba and is carrying out his task. So maintaining this awareness make us very light, and there won't be any any slightest thought also. I mean, there won't be any burden as such. Um, so for the householders, like those who are not fully surrendered, right? So even sometimes they have the thought that I'm not trusty in the sense, not there in any of the records. It's not there, but mentally we can create a thought, right? That we are trusty. Sometimes some would have the thought that if they are not surrendered, they feel that okay, I am not trusty. And like Manoj Bhai also mentioned that some would say everything is yours, but when it comes to using it, they do not have that trusteeship. They would they would hold that okay, this is mine, 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 mine. So, and when it comes to giving, they will hold it back, not giving it fully or not using it with that consciousness. Just for the sake of it, they will say it. there is a difference, right? So trustee means having that complete feeling. So even though you are not fully surrendered, but with the mindset, you can still have that thought, right? That also help, isn't it? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Elaborate on, you spoke about trusteeship.
Yeah, trusteeship. So some people they are fully surrendered, some people they are not fully surrendered, right? So majority is not surrendered. So um, people those who are surrendered, they have to surrender everything. So they are not supposed to give anything, even a single penny for themselves, right? So whereas others, those who are not surrendered, they just have to maintain the thought, right? But they don't. I mean, some extent, people don't get that full feeling because they're not surrendered. So they still have that thought that I'm not trustee.
So just to add here that when you're saying surrendered, it's about the surrendered brothers and sisters in the yajna. So yeah, but I would like to add here that there are many layers of being surrendering. Like Baba says, tan, man, and dhan. So it's your mind, your body, and your wealth. So wealth is just one aspect of surrendering, but Baba says that all my children are surrendered through their body and mind, tan and man. So I would just like to say that so though we don't have our names in the list of the surrendered brothers and sisters, so-called in the Madhuban Yagya, like those people get those batches, then they have their cards, they have their registration numbers, and according to the numbers, they function like whatever benefits they get from the yagya. And when I say benefits, it means whatever physical ones or their clothing, whatever, dash, dash, whatever we need normally to have a life. So clothing, eating, dash, dash, traveling expenses, everything. So that is just one aspect. But Baba says that all my children otherwise are surrendered in one way through our mind and body, and even, yes, through so the ones who are outside the yagya, who are not staying in the yagya as a surrendered brother, so-called surrendered brother or sister, they can also do a good job, because if they are working, as Baba said, wherever, either as a businessman or you're doing a naukri, which means a job or something. So whatever you earn, and the today's word is alokik. If I'm doing a alokik job, but my consciousness is of being alokik, that whatever I'm doing for Baba. I'm earning this for Baba. And whatever I'm earning, I just keep a little bit for myself, but give the rest everything in Baba's service in whichever different ways. Then I am at a much better position even than the surrendered brothers and sisters for the surrendering through wealth. And again, so each to his own. We are not trying to compare here each with each other. But Baba says here that the double foreigners are much more. Why are they called double in everything? They are double effort makers, because abroad the centers are run by them as well, in the sense the expenses. In India, it's very easy. The students contribute maybe a little bit, 500 rupees, 1000, whatever, every month. And then you can get the rent of the center, or if it's your own center, that's a different thing. Own means the center is owned, it's a purchased property, not on a rented one. But abroad, there are not many students, and even the serving there is so difficult. You don't, in one split second, get so many Brahmins. So there, everything has to be done by the instrument. So those instruments have to work as well. So they do jobs, unlike in India, the sisters who are surrendered, they don't have job to do jobs. So serving through that, and I think what matters here is the mindset. So, and what is there in my consciousness as a Brahmin? If my mindset is of a surrendered brother or sister, I don't need the tag of having that being in the list of that surrender. So it's an attitude which matters, the awareness which matters, the mindset which matters. And we were speaking about all the householders. We are all living in a household. So that way we are householders, but are we really detached in our dealings, in our interactions? Are we really alokik? Then we are truly what we call trustees. We are true trustees, not householders. So that way. So it's a consciousness shift, it's a mindset difference. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Any
yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you very, Thank you very much, Manoj Bhai, really including us in that list of Samarpan, rather not feeling why I'm not surrendered. Manoj Bhai, I know you ring the bell. I just have one question. I love this three connection which you took. You first started with knowledge, will, willpower, and action. And then you said the fuel is power. But Baba's Murli said understanding, desire, and action. I remember this desire, thought, and action. I've read a lot in what we call it in. I don't know if you would have heard of him, Jiddu Krishnamurti. I used to read his works a lot. There's a lovely link which he gives about what is desire, what is action, and like desire is something differentiating it from the senses, and action is so that you have a clear look. So you said knowledge. See, there's a difference between knowledge and understanding. Understanding is much more deeper. It is going beyond bringing that knowledge within my system and then knowing what I want beyond the physical senses. Karam becomes easily. So, what is that perfect link which even Baba says you have to mean? There are so much sochna, karna, kehna, and all, but I like this understanding, desire, and action. So, can you just bring about a link between them?
So I don't know about whichever person you mentioned. Yeah, so just to link, was that a person, a Brahmin, that Krishnamurti or whoever's
No, no,
name?
no, no.
Okay,
Jiddu
someone from
Krishnamurti was a
Locket.
social reformer.
Okay, okay, got it. So no, I haven't heard of that person. So yeah, so coming to your question, that there's a lot of difference between knowledge and understanding. And it starts first with, actually, in the Lokic world, we say information. So nowadays we have this concept of information overload. We consume so much of content from the external world. Is it really becoming a part of our system? In one way, if it becomes a part of our system, that information overload, it is bad because it just becomes a part of our system then, and we can't get rid of it. So let that logic information of the outside world, let it just remain as an information. So it starts with information, whatever point you're receiving in the Murli. And we should not say information, we should say it's a pearl of knowledge, Gyan ke Ratan, which we receive. And that will also just remain as a knowledge point in my consciousness if I am not able to become an embodiment of that. So I need to get it in my Swarup. So getting into my Swarup is also my willpower. Am I really having this urge to get this knowledge point into my practical life? If I'm able to do that, then I'm that link, that missing link is being taken care of. So if I have the willpower, and if I have the will rather, first I have the will to do, and then I receive the willpower from Baba in yoga. And if I'm able to do the second thing, then the third one automatically happens, which means I'm able to get that point into my life, practical life. So yes, of course, it's the knowledge, understanding, which Baba says. And understanding means when it has become a part of my system, as you rightly said, that I have become an embodiment of that. And the third subject of ours, when we say that all these also are Gyan, Yoga, and Dharana. Seva is the last one. So Gyan is also again understanding, knowledge. Yoga is important. As I said, we have the will, we have the desire to become perfect like Baba. But what is preventing us is the power. We lack the power, and that power will only happen. The willpower will come when I'm associated with Baba, when I'm not associated, connected to Baba, getting power from him, yoga. And then it becomes a practical form of my life that's called dharana. So I would rather say it's a beautiful conglomeration of these three subjects as well. Gyan, Yoga, Dharana, understanding the will and the willpower and getting it done, the action. So Gyan, Yoga, Dharana. I would like to link it that way. Beautifully, you asked the question. I think it's a beautiful way to connect to our three subjects. All right. Okay, so just spend a moment in silence. Nothing in the chat as well. Thank you, Usha Behen, for helping me when I read the Murli with those translations. And we'll spend in silence and then exit. Thank you, all of you all. Thank you. Om Shanti. See you tomorrow.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Manoj Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.